Okay. Okay, we're live on YouTube and yeah, so welcome to tonight's stream and Happy New Year, everyone. Okay, got chat ready to go. So tonight is just gonna, I forgot to start TikTok. It's fine. Everything's fine. Everything is fine. So, anyway, um, Happy New Year. Welcome to the stream and Happy New Year, everyone. So I hope everybody had a great New Year. I know is mine is pretty much just trying to get back on the horse and trying to get back on top of things now that I'm still trying to get vacation brain back on track. And I know I said no more Zayne streams, but I haven't been able to work on anything since the last stream. And Zayne is here. I don't feel like using my brain to come up with a post for either Caleb or Xavier, so we're gonna do what we can to wrap up Zayne and for real this time. Last Zane stream, and then we'll either move on to Caleb, Xavier, or some sort of sticker because I'm pretty sure Zane doesn't really need all too much from this point. It'll literally just be um, setting up his background and then just adding the watermark and glazing, all the other fun little extra stuff. Am I using the right shade of green? Or is it just one of those because there's a gradient? Okay, not even the right shade of green. Okay, better. But yeah, I hope everyone had a great New Year's and I hope everyone, phone's been going off and I'm seeing messages, so my brain has been scattered all over the place, so trying to get back on track and yeah, so 2026 and got a lot of plans, just a matter of sitting myself down and getting them done. I'm realizing those are different shades of green now. I'm probably not gonna overcomplicate. Um, not gonna overcomplicate it. Give me one. I think I'll keep. I won't change the colors too much, but I will kind of. Okay, hold on. What was I doing last week? And how did the colors change? Okay, I'm gonna redo this portion because it's been a hot minute, and this way, like, the colors are consistent. Okay, was it because I blended into that? Because I know for sure that should have been transparent. I thought I made it transparent. Because I know I went with a little bit more of a bluish. I remember that much. Because I did want the bamboo stalks to stand out. But I might go with something a little bit more saturated. It's a little too saturated. But no, that's because I'm on the wrong layer. Or you know what? No, it needs to match the bamboo pole a lot better. That is not where I needed that. No, this is supposed to be, those are the bamboo stalks. Stock. I'm supposed to be the layer underneath. There we go. Which I already had one. just not feeling that shade of green. Like this little dark area is throwing me off right now. Because if you put it like that, this I like, this I'm not too sure about. This is like categorized under it was a good idea last week. I know for sure I'm gonna add like a small little circle here just to kind of make it look like he's standing in a clearing. But for right now, see, I just don't know. I don't know. Okay, yeah. The problem is you can barely see this green against that. There's just not enough contrast for it. Or I guess there's a bit, well, yeah, it's gonna look like, okay, well, we'll just stick to this color. Oh, that's enough. That's enough. No. Okay, so after, I think I've said this before, but I think after Zayne, we'll go ahead and do Caleb because I've just been wanting to do a mecha design and I haven't really done anything mecha since, I want to say the Tendo Cyberpunk Dragon AU, which was a lot of fun to do and still one of my most favorite pieces, and haven't annoyed the timeline with that one yet in a while, so might have to do that soon. But I haven't done anything that was like been mecha themed in a hot minute. And so, yeah, I haven't done anything mecha themed in a hot minute, so it'd be kind of nice to do Caleb's suit armor thing. And I think I have an idea for a pose for it, but it's one of those things I guess I kind of have Raphael and Silas kind of like side facing, but I don't know if I want Caleb. I think I want Caleb like slightly tilted off to the side. Almost kind of mimicking the pose in his showroom is what I was thinking. We'll see when it comes to Caleb. And I think I'm gonna do a very similar thing to what I'm doing with one of the illustrations I'm working on, where moving forward, I think I'm going to batch both Caleb and Xavier. So get all the sketches done, maybe do one stream where I get both their sketches done, and then do another stream where I do both their line arts, and then from there they'll kind of take up their own stream times because I do want to release these designs as prints, charms, stickers throughout the years. So I'm thinking I need to get these done sooner rather than later, especially with Caleb's second myth or third myth around the corner. Um, yeah, with this third myth around the corner, because I do want to do the third set of myths as well, and I'll never get around to them with the pace I'm going. So I'm probably gonna start batching things up a little bit more. So I see a piece of line art that did not get tended to. And this is the reason why I have to do one entire sweep, and I can't believe I missed that during my sweep. And now I need to make sure I'm working on the right layer. Okay, we're good. I also have like I have a bunch of designs that I want to release this coming year, and it's one of those things that one of my New Year's resolutions is going to be do better at being consistent with how I advertise my shop because This year I did make a little bit more than I did last year, but to be honest, I'm not even breaking triple digits at all, which, yeah, this business needs to start paying for itself because right now, it's not really going anywhere, and dreams of leaving the day job are still there. Okay. But yeah, so this year there are several designs I do want to release, and there are quite a few amigurumi ideas. I right now I have an Usa-chan in the whip bin, and the only thing it's missing are the safety eyes, but I don't have safety eyes big enough for that Usa-chan. So the other thing is too, like, would anyone be up for like, I don't know, like crochet streams where like I just go on camera, crochet, and just chat for a little bit? Would that be anything anyone's interested in? But yeah, I also have like a few amigurumi designs. I have the lads blowboos, and so I'm working on a sticker set for the lads blowboos, which is a sleepy time set. And I think I'm gonna release those as a sticker sheet, if not individual stickers, or maybe both. I don't know yet. I'm thinking both, and then release them as a set of five, and then let people kind of decide like they're kind of like if they want to do mix and match or if they want to do one of an ally and provide them at cheaper rates. That's one thought I'm having for those lab logos because I know there are people who support allies. There are some people who are ally specific. Um, like they have very specific mains and they only stick to those mains. And it, like I'm thinking it'd be a good idea to release multiple stickers or maybe wait to release them as single character packs when I have more designs because I do want to do quite a few more things for the Blowboos. Just taking longer than expected to finish, but mainly because I haven't really. The Blowboos are easily like one of my quick wins when I'm feeling low energy, don't really feel like doing much. So yeah, I do have Blowboo sticker designs I want to release. There's a bunch of things that I want to release this coming year and just need to get them all wrapped up and finished. I think this one needs to move to the foreground, so what I'm going to do is actually create another layer right up here, but then that's going to become an issue, which, you know what, it's going to be fine, because we'll just go back and erase the parts of the stems. This is going to be an ugly phase, so just trust the process, just trust the process. Mm. Trust the process. It's going to look ugly for a hot minute. They also have like a few bookish designs as well I want to get done throughout the year because I've entered my book era, and at the beginning of the year, I told myself I would do Necessary Evils merch and All for the Game merch, but I never got around to it. But I'm hoping this year I'm gonna be, uh, I want to get more art done throughout the year and set aside more dedicated time to make sure that I'm working on products, I'm working on designs, and working on advertising my shop more. So I know for this coming year, gonna be a little bit more annoying. But it's one of those things that I've come to realize that when I was posting art casually online, it was very much okay. Oh, the numbers don't matter. Um, the numbers don't really matter. My art is improving. That's all that matters. But when you become a business, one thing I will say, especially for any new artists, that if you're just posting online casually for fun, numbers really don't really matter. Numbers are not a testament to your ability and your skill sets. However, when you decide to monetize your work and decide that you want to make a business out of your art, the numbers do matter. And again, so it's one of those things that it can be two truths at the same time. That yes, numbers like follower counts, likes, and stuff like that does not matter when you're posting casually. Because when you look at likes, followers, and all that stuff, it's not really a testament to your ability as an artist. Um, but when you're a shop and you're a business owner, you need to keep track of metrics, you need to keep track of numbers, you need to make sure you're getting traffic and people are looking at your work and interested in buying your work. In which case, when you begin commercializing your work, then yeah, numbers do matter quite a lot. And if anything, the numbers are a testament of either one, shitty algorithm, which sometimes playing the algorithm game can be its own struggle. But in my opinion, it's also a testament to marketing skills and advertising skills. For example, for mine, I know that where I'm lacking isn't exactly in my artistic ability, which I'm not saying I'm perfect. I still have plenty to learn and a lot of things I want to improve on as I keep going as I keep growing as an artist. But I also know that part of why I'm terrible with social media is because my marketing and advertising skills are not there because like I said, when you're moving from a casual posting where you're just doing it for fun, numbers don't matter. Um, I lost a train of thought, but where numbers don't matter, like yeah, it's easy to just post online, throw it up there, and because you're just having fun with it, who cares? Who cares if people are watching or not? You're having fun. There are people who have found you are having fun, and that's all that matters. But yeah, um, yeah, my marketing and business skills are not up to par to like help me make this a success, and I'm realizing there's a lack of consistency on my end when it comes to how I operate my business that I still need to improve on, and that's going to require me to like really just sit myself down and literally just get things done. That's pretty much what it's going to have to come down to. And the way that like it's one thing, and I know it's one of those things that you can't just say like just sit yourself down and get it done. It's one of those things that like it's been hammered into my head how many times, and somehow I'm still struggling with the lesson. But part of it too is quite literally set up systems to make it easier for yourself to get things done. So yeah, with that, I'm just at a point where I need to it's so when I first started posting art online, it was very much a my art should be able to speak for itself. I shouldn't have to do my art should be able to speak for itself, which is an attitude I carried for the longest time. And again, when you're posting for fun, then yeah, you're let just you can kind of get away with let your art speak for itself. But as a business, you need to advocate for your art. So yeah, I need to start learning how to actually be loud with my art, not have to, it's like, oh, it needs to be new if I'm going to post it. It's okay to repost things is one of the things that I'm going to have to start teaching myself to do. I'm really not liking this bamboo. Watch me lie to everyone, and we're going to end up working on Zayne much longer than I did. Actually, you know what? Yeah, okay. Okay, I see what I need to do now. Also, I also ordered just the other day a Yeti microphone, because I'm once, like I mentioned earlier, I'm on like my book phase, and book phase decided that why don't we try revisiting that thing you wanted to do when you were a high schooler, discover like a high schooler deep in your like weeaboo, um, into your like weeb stuff, and revisit voice acting. And I'm just like, my ADHD brain is just like, let's do it. Let's hop in there. So I just ordered a Yeti microphone, and as well as a pop filter, and recording. I don't know how we're going to handle recording, because I do not have a closet to shove myself into to record, just to like filter or to help with sounds and filtering and stuff like that. So I've seen some advice online say they've used like moving blankets set up in almost like a pillow fort, and I'm gonna give that a try. So we'll see where my we'll see where that takes me. But at the very least, I now have a microphone that if I don't end up sticking to it long term, I'll have a better mic for streaming. Does that make sense for bamboo? I'm gonna say yes. I should maybe have a another window. So yeah, um, so pretty much I turned 30, and I'm going through that phase of, you know what? No one can tell me not to do anything or how to do anything. Well, let's just reinvest and go back to everything I wanted to do when I was in high school. And the other thing that I keep telling myself that I'm going to do, which I haven't for the longest time, is get back into cosplay. And it's such a strong itch. Like this past year, I've gotten back into sewing, but I just haven't really made cosplay per se. I pretty much just focused on making clothing, because, oh shoot, I didn't realize I forgot moving the canvases around. Shoot, okay, hold on. I forgot, I can't pop the canvases out of their anchor points because then OBS loses track of them. So, because I do want you guys to be able to see like my tools, but I forgot that popping them out is also an issue. That also was an issue. But yeah, 2026, and there's a lot of big plans, and I think I'm gonna set up. I was gonna say I think I'm gonna set up a Twitter page for like audios, but Twitter's being stupid again, so, and stupid in a way that's like, yikes. Like, I understand the arguments on both sides. I'm kind of just reaching a point of like, nothing is ever permanent. If you're going to put all your eggs in one basket, eventually something eventually is going to die. So, I don't know what I'm going to be doing with my Twitter. If anything, I will be keeping my Twitter around at the very least, just to post when I have any new pieces up on Blue Sky, because nothing is perfect. I know Blue Sky has its own issues as well, but really it's like, are there any platforms that are going to be perfect? Like, it's one of those, if you must pick two evils, pick the lesser of two evils. And at the moment, at the very least, blue skies and taking away your autonomy as an artist. So yeah, um, I'll be keeping my Twitter around, but like, and I also understand like the other part of the argument as well. A lot of people have spent a lot of time building up their followings in those platforms, and I understand it takes a lot of hard work. Like, I've been posting art online for years, and I've never really been able to get out of like the triple digit zone. It was a struggle for me to even reach triple digits at any point in time. So like, I get it, especially if they are the kind of people with like thousands of followers, and they built those certain followers on that platform, and sometimes those followers don't have accounts on other platforms. So like, as an artist, you want to be in places where there are more than just other artists using the platform. So like, it's a very shitty situation to be in at the moment. Like, art the past year has just been in a state of yikes over and over again. So um but if anything, artists are here to stay. Like, for me personally, AI or not, like, I'm going to keep creating for as long as I can continue creating. Like, so long as I'm able to pick up a pencil, um, so long as I have my imagination, like, none of that is going away. Even just today, or like, pretty much, I have a new story idea that, like, yesterday I ended up spending some time writing out a small little scene from that story. And like, the imagination, the brains that come up with the ideas and then decide that we must execute them, they're never going to go away. There's a reason why people decide to pursue art, and there's a reason why people. I probably should vary the sizes on these a little bit more. There's a reason why people choose to pursue art, and so long as that drive is there, like, artists are never going to go away. Artists are forever going to be a part of it. I understand, like, and I get it because I work in the tech field, and for me, it's just kind of sad to see how much people are just delegating away to generative AI. And I'm a person, like, I love writing, I love art, I love drawing. If I like, part of my shtick is I love making my life more difficult than it needs to be. I don't think I like that bamboo. I don't think I like it. And I did everything on the same layer. So if I undo it, I pretty much erase everything. Yeah, I don't like it. I really do not like it. I don't. Back to the asset store to see if there's a brush I can purchase. But anyway, but yeah, like, state of art this past year has just been one big giant ah, and especially with things going on Twitter right now, like, I understand both sides of the argument, and like, in my opinion, if somebody chooses to leave Twitter, respect to that decision. I understand where it's coming from. If people choose to stay, respect to that decision. I understand where they're coming from. I just think that there is a lot of doomer mentality when it comes to it, and you have your reasons for staying, you have your reasons for leaving. At the end of the day, we're all going to make our own decisions. So I know for me, I personally don't like it very much, and I'm not just going to sit there and tolerate it either. So, but at the same time, like, I also understand that Twitter does have much higher traffic in a lot of respects. So it's one of those things that everyone's going to learn what system is going to work for them in the long term. Like, for example, people have built up their audience on Instagram, and they've never even touched Twitter, and they still manage to find their audience. And it's all going to come down to individuals' decisions, and whatever you choose, just like, let people do what they're going to do. And I also think that be vocal about it while you're at it as well. Like, regardless of whether you choose to go or whether you choose to leave, just be vocal, because like I said, like, we're artists. We're gonna keep creating no matter what, because it's literally just in our nature to do so. Like, we need to create. Creating is like breathing. it's such a part of ourselves that it's not gonna go away. And no, we're not gonna like. Okay, I think I might be able to use this brush a lot better. But yeah, no, it's just it's a shitty situation. I know I'm gonna do my own things to kind of like help mitigate things, but yeah. Um, for me personally, I'm probably going to keep my Twitter account, even though I know the more powerful response would be flat out deleting it. Oh, that is very tiny. I know like the better protest would be flat out deleting it, but I'm also not blind to the fact that do I even want to go with the fucking bamboo? Um, anyway. Um, but yeah. Uh, my brain. But yeah, I lost my train of thought. But yeah, I still think there is a place to be loud and be vocal about it because like I said, I work in the tech industry. It's not that I'm against AI. I'm just against, okay, yeah, okay, that's better. That's a lot better. It's not that I'm against AI as a concept. Like, I like, if I were ever to go back to school for my master's, I would go into AI. Um, and that's the thing is that, like, one of the things that especially I feel engineers tend to struggle with is ethics. And even though we've taken our ethics courses in college because they are required courses, um, why did everything come back? Oh wait, was I just hiding? Okay, like even though ethics courses are required, if you've ever met an engineer, more than a good maybe 90% of them weren't even paying attention in the class. It was just another thing I need to do so I can graduate. But pretty much what I'm trying to get at is there's a way to do technology so that it is still ethical and fair without affecting different parties. Because um, I work on the tech industry, but I also identify as an artist, and I do want, like, it's always been my dream to make a living out of my art. It is so hard to control this brush. Um, but I've always wanted to make a living out of my art. So to see the state of the art industry the way it is because of generative AI, it really does sadden me. Um, and it really is saddening and frustrating because, like I said, I may work in the tech industry, but I've always identified more as an artist than anything else. And when you're familiar with how the technology works and how it really is not fair to a certain demographic of people, it is upsetting. And the other upsetting part about it is that it's quite literally like I understand the entire fascination of the brand new toy. And when generative AI first came out, at first I thought, oh, cool, that's actually really neat that it can do that. And in concept, it was really cool. And I was thinking like, oh, for art, like it would be a way to help create quickly create references for artists. Maybe not deep, accurate, but to get a better idea of like certain angles and compositions that would be much more difficult to recreate and photograph in real life. And I was thinking, it's like, okay, yeah, okay, to set up, artists could use this to easily set up references, like just to make reference setup a lot easier and a lot faster. But when you see how it got used in the end, it's just very disheartening, especially when you have people in the industry, people who understand the technology, people who are affected by it, people who've drawn their entire lives. It's literally like, it's not that, it's not the entire thing that AI is taking. Well, there is that element of it as well. But it's also that it's quite literally taking other people's hard work. And the way I look at art is that every art piece regardless of whether it's something funny, goofy, fan art like what I'm doing right now, it carries a piece of the artist. And every art piece is dear and personal to that artist to one way or another. So again, to just see people kind of like step all over those sentiments and just make a mockery of things, like that's the disheartening part. Because like I said, like when the technology first came out, I thought, oh, cool, that's actually really neat. But when you find things like, oh yeah, somebody entered an AI image into an art competition against people who spent years mastering their craft and they ended up winning, like, okay, kudos to the technology, but that's not fair to the people who pretty much spent their entire life like dedicated to these crafts. And it's just it's a very disheartening state and it does sadden me and it really is frustrating and all I'm going to say is that with the entire situation, like, I'm just tired. Okay, I am falling completely out of love with this entire bamboo idea, so we might just scrap it or hide it. Okay, let's not do anything drastic. Because at first I thought it would be cool to have like the entire bamboo forest behind him. Let me try one more thing to save this, and if that doesn't work, we are scrapping. Did I have two? Yeah, I had one behind. How many of these damn layers do I have? Can you tell I'm still coming out of vacation brain? Can you tell? Mm. Yeah, because this is adding a certain element. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna stick with the bamboo idea. If anything, I think I might just do what I did for Silas and have like the bamboo leaves in the background. Because for me, it doesn't make sense having the other allies with simple backgrounds and then Zayne gets a full. Yeah, I'm not exactly loving this idea anymore. It was a good idea a week ago. Yeah, we're scrapping. We're scrapping this. We will hide the layers though in the case I have a moment of sanity. I had tea that is going cold. Yeah. I feel like this needs to go. Okay, so Zayne, good news, Zayne will be getting done tonight because I've decided to just simplify this entire thing. So yeah, yeah. So Zayne is getting done tonight. I just want to see what he looks like on my phone screen, but there's a bit of lag between my phone and the stream. Well, the stream and when I'm doing live, I just want to see what the color contrast is. Is it because, wait, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Yeah, I'm feeling, okay, so you know what? Okay, yeah, no, that's too blue. But, okay, so what we're gonna do is we are gonna change out the shades of green. And then I'll do the background with the new bamboo brush I just got, and then we could maybe work with the shade of green. It's just ridiculous how saturated my phone screen is compared to my monitor. It just kind of throws me off a little bit. Okay, so new thing to blame my friend on. I now have soda pop stuck in my head. I have a friend. They're both friends at this point, to be completely honest. Um, so a friend and his wife, they both love K-pop Demon Hunters, and sometimes when I hang out with them, they just like start singing the songs. And I have Soda Pop stuck in my head at the moment, so my mom is listening to Chinese dramas, and she just gave me a bit of a jump scare. I don't think I like it, but we'll try it. Oh, that's a disgusting green. Mm. The thing I hate is that of how saturated it looks on my phone screen, that I don't know. Okay, we're gonna see the color swap right now. Zane, why do you hate me? Why do you hate me? It's not that I hate you. I love you. I really love you. I just love the others more than you. Why do you hate me? Because I love you. Sometimes having a tier list is terrible. I tell you, it is terrible. I let him go third as a mercy. Because of course, Silas always gets priority. Then after him comes Raphael, because Raphael is my lads, that's literally me character. And then I just don't know what is green. Maybe like what I need is not that. Eh, eh. Just gonna draw a bunch of pipes. I just realized like you could easily do this just to make like, oh my god, I could do staffs like this. Like this makes it a lot easier just to draw staffs. I don't know what I'm doing anymore, but I'm kinda digging it. Oh, I don't know what happened there. But like if you need to draw like some sort of pole, this just makes it insanely easier. Ooh, the pole dancing AU just got easier. Um, we're just gonna do this until I can think of an idea of what to do for his background, because I don't think this green is even working anymore. The shades of green throw me off. It's the shades of green that's the problem. Oh wait, I think you move it down, I think. Okay, I think I'm back to, yeah, I'm back to one. Okay, so what I will do, what we shall do. I have no idea what I'm doing ever. I think, okay, I'm gonna begin with the middle color and make that maybe not that obnoxiously bright green. And then we can have these come in. No, but then, I low-key kind of hate how CSP handles the gradients, and how do I change flip advanced settings? That's not what I need. Mm, okay, so we'll begin by getting the dark colors on the edges. first. And I think what I need is like not necessarily go a little lighter, I think. Okay. That looks like Oscar the Grouch. That looks like the shade for Oscar the Grouch. And you know what we're gonna do? You know what we're gonna do? We are going to trust the process because that's the only thing I got left. Especially if I want to get this Zayne done tonight. Because he will get done tonight, whether it kills me or not. Okay. I think darker shade of green, that will do. Okay. That I'm willing to accept. Looks less like Oscar the Grouch. And now for the lightest shade, we're just gonna... Okay. Yeah, I think that'll do it. Phone screen, please have mercy. Oh my gosh, that looks like puke. Yeah, this green is does not like me, and I know there are nice shades of green out there. I am perfectly aware. My favorite color is mint green. Help. Okay. Am I even singing the right song? I'm probably not. Also, speaking of, while I have a captive audience, I'm going to talk to everyone about my OCs. Who am I kidding? I don't have a captive audience, it's just me, but I'm going to talk about my OCs anyway. So, one of them is going to be named Elias, the other one is going to be named Fraser, and funny enough, they're the first set of OCs that I've actually put in an active effort to make a playlist for. And so they both have their own playlist right now, and I'm slowly adding music to both of them. And it is hilarious to me because the tones of both their playlists, and please note, this is going to be the main couple of the story. Like, both their playlists are just like, their tones are drastically different because Frasier's is literally, I want to get in your pants. And then Elias is quite literally, I've fucked up so many things in my life that I don't know where I can begin to even make anything right anymore. So you got Depressed Boy and then you got Horny Boy. Oh, fuck the particle size. Actually, you know what? Okay, you know what? Particle size could go smaller for this one. But yeah, I just find it funny. Like I'm assembling their playlist right now, and it's just the tones of both their playlists are just so drastically different. And if anyone wants to know the this news story is brought to you by Fourth Wing, but make Riddick the main character and make it gay. And Riddick's already gay though, so it's fine. And like the scene I currently have drafted up in my notebook is literally him finding out that Elias has been keeping secrets from him. So again, make it Fourth Wing, but make it gayer. Um, and it's not like there are a lot of things that I'm gonna be swapping out, but like Fourth Wing was the inspiration for the idea. But there's a lot of things that the conflict is gonna be completely different. Elias's secret isn't gonna be anything like Zayden's that he's like Venom or anything. It's just one of the elements that kind of the thing that he's trying to run from. Does this work? Does this work? I actually really want to type up that story snippet and send it to Liza. And uh, I'm making, just because I can, I am making Elias's ex-girlfriend a complete yandere. who actually does try to kill him. Oh, and yeah, Elias is not royalty. He's just like he. I don't know, but so many of my stories have to do with orphans, orphans and demons. Because Hellbound is quite literally, to be fair, both parents are still alive. Um, one was just kind of like, what am I even doing? What am I even doing? I don't know. I honestly don't know what to do for Zayne. I don't know. Because the other thing I can do for Zayne is quite literally, okay, so I know that he's in a bamboo forest in his card, but, 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 big but. um, what I could do is actually play on the navy blue. Okay, okay. We'll give that a try because the bamboo is just not doing it. It is not doing anything. The thing is, I also don't want to go too close to the navy blue that's on his person, primarily because I also don't want it to get muted. And so what we're going to do from here is do a very similar thing to what he has going on in his sleep. So we will do a gradient for this. So we will do a gradient for this. But this is going to be a light. I think part of the reason I was not falling in love with that was because of how I set up the gradients to be, oh, for the love of God. Okay, so we will have a, all right, well, we'll start with the darkest shade on the left. Then we'll lighten up a little bit. And then, yeah, I think we'll go with that. Yeah, up down is probably what we want. Yeah, because this doesn't blend, so I could make the bottom a little bit darker. Could make the bottom a little bit darker. That is fine where it's at, and make you a little lighter. Other way, other way. Yeah, because the main goal is to make sure this doesn't get blended into the background. Okay, so we're fine there. So now what we need is to do the little wisps of smoke, and I know I have a few smoke brushes we can use. Once I find them. And in today's episode of Sky needs to organize her damn brushes. I found my rice brush. No one asked why I have a rice brush. Okay, there we are. Okay, perfect. I like it when the ideas begin to come together, but I do need to go with a white. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Do need to go with a little bit more of a. Okay, alright. Oh, I just had a better idea. Okay, okay. We will use this smoke brush. It's just figuring out what the direction of the pattern should be. I was having doubts again whether or not Zayne would allow me to finish him tonight, but I I think I can get him done tonight. It is only 10:10. Okay, you know what we could do? Instead of having no, but okay. It's the direction of the steam now that we need to figure out. Because there is the thing that we could do. I think larger brush, maybe? Hello, brush. Oh, she. Because the thing in what we need is we're trying to mimic what he has on his sleeve. And I think it's just a matter of width variation. It's a width variation. Okay. Okay. So adjust by speed. No, flicking wrist is not going to do anything. Lowering the stabilization, I think, is what I need. Okay, yeah. Lowering stabilization was one step. Making sure that the gradient is where I need it to be is the next thing. Making sure that the gradient is still the right shade is the other thing. Oh, me, actually. I know that's not the blue that I had set aside earlier, but that might work, maybe not. Problem is going to be the contrast. Okay, there we go. Chat, why did no one tell me I accidentally deleted the layer I was trying to put smoke on? Again, it's just me in this room, but who cares? I'm gonna talk to myself regardless. Whether there is an audience or not, I am going to be sitting in my room talking to myself regardless. So, chat, why did no one tell me that I deleted the layer? Huh? Anyhow. And that is today's episode of Madness. Brought to you by I don't know what I ate for dinner. It's funny because it could just be like one of those things that, again, I'm not diagnosed with it. But highly likely that I do have ADHD because yesterday I was talking to my friend and it was hilarious. I think that's it. That's it. I think that's it. And I'm gonna try adding one more little wisp. No, the wisp is a mistake. Anywho, I was talking to my friend, and the funny thing is, while I was talking to her, because I was walking outside because I didn't it was a private conversation, so I didn't want anyone at work to overhear it. So I stepped outside really quick just to send her a quick message, because we tend to trade voice notes quite a bit. And so I step outside, and like I'm just walking, I'm telling her what I need to tell her, and then like as I'm just like talking and just like talking, all of a sudden I'm just like, mushroom, there's a mushroom. So I cut off the recording and then like I run over to the mushroom and I just start poking it. Like rationally, that's what you do when you find a mushroom growing, like a random mushroom growing out of the crowd, out of the ground. That is what you rationally do. You run up to it, scream mushroom, and then start poking it. That is what you do. And then so I start poking the mushroom, and then I eventually do take a picture of her, and it just gets like more ridiculous from there because it's just like ADHD prime hour. Because it's like right after the mushroom, I go back and telling her what I need to tell her this time. And so, but then the funny thing is, what ends up happening is that as I'm walking, a butterfly like just flies out of the ground. I'm just like, oh, there's a butterfly. And I didn't notice the butterfly was on the ground, and thankfully I did not step on it. And I'm just like, there's a butterfly. Oh, she's pretty. And so, yeah, ADHD, like that was something. Sometimes you just gotta keep designs simple, and yeah, no one asked about the lines because, in all honesty, they just felt right. Sometimes you just do things because they feel right. Are they perfect? No. Do I have this Zayne flipped? Is my canvas flipped? Bro, is my canvas flipped? Are one of my canvases flipped? I don't know. I obviously know what I'm doing. Oh shit, my canvas was flipped. Okay, you know what? We're working with that. I don't even know when I flipped my canvas, but apparently my canvas was flipped. But it's okay. Everything is okay. I should probably swap over to the line tool, and I should have put that line on a different layer, which I will go ahead and put those lines on a different layer. If anyone ever asks what's wrong with me, I hit my head against a brick wall when I was 3, and then I fell down the stairs when I was 2. I was actually in a walker. I don't know how old I was actually. But if anyone ever asks what's wrong with me, I have quite a bit of head trauma that never got properly addressed. More than likely. More than likely. More than likely. I feel like everything's moving so slow. It's probably a shit ton of, oh, no, no. I'm just gonna reduce the number of layers I have right now because I do not need. Hue and saturation was on. Oh shit, that is brighter. I need to see how this behaves. Yeah, we'll keep that on. Oh shoot, oh shoot, oh shoot. I told myself it was gonna be a short stream today, like 30 minutes only, but I guess we somehow. What is this? What is that? What is that? Random bamboo piece. Okay. Okay, I honestly don't know how I'm gonna get. I don't. Okay, where's this brush? I honestly don't know how we're gonna. Actually, you know what we're gonna do? Okay, you know what? Why is it so off center? Where's my brush? Bro, like. Okay, things are going slow. Okay, there we go. Ah, my pen. Pen. Okay. Oh, this thing's going so slow right now. I don't know why. But yeah, well, we're pretty much gonna use the smoke brush to outline the little smokestack. Okay, I just need that smoke to start it off screen, but it's kind of hard to see where the. It's kind of hard to see where. Oh my gosh, why is it off center? Okay, it's a bit shaky. Okay, don't like how that veered off. Okay, so I think that works. I feel like it's a little too choppy. It's a little too choppy. Yeah, that little dip there is a little bit of a tricky one. I don't want them intersecting either. But then we'll do like a little. No, that's gonna be overkill. And then we're actually gonna. No, that's fine the way it is. Should go like that way. Yeah, that's better actually. No, no, not on that line. And I know I have a few. Where did the glitter? Ooh, okay, no, that's too variety. We'll do the sparkle. It is too late in the night for my coworkers to be on fire. Nope, nope, too far, too far, too far, too far, too far. I almost want to see. No, that is the hue and saturation. Oh, actually, you know what? We'll toss out that yellow line entirely because I think all we need is this little bit. Does this little accent have anything to do with his myth? Probably not, because I've not watched his myth. But it does take a little bit of element from his costume that was already there. So I'm willing. I'm willing to call it there. Okay. So that I think I'll finally call Zayne's piece done with that. So I actually kind of low-key want to add a glow effect on it, maybe. Oh yes, that glow, work it. So yeah, I think this kind of just mirrors the design on his sleeve a little bit more. And I kind of want to do the same things for this. Ooh. Hmm. Okay. Okay. I was not expecting that to work the way it did, but it worked the way it did, and I kind of like it. And the yellow line isn't so yellow in those areas too, so it kind of blends in with the rest of it. Okay, wait, hold on. I will say the add glow is one of my favorite effects. Like, leave me alone with add glow and I will abuse it. You do not understand how much I love that effect. Anyway, yeah, I think I'm willing to call his name there. Not what I initially had planned for him, but I think I like this a lot better than the bamboo. Like simple, clean, not overly complicated, and not too busy. So, um, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and slap my watermark on this thing, and with that, Zayne is finally done, and he'll be joining Raphael and Silas for the Myth collection. So, with that, I'm gonna go to bed now. So, good night, everyone. I hope you have the sweetest dreams, and I'll see you guys in the next stream.